Well, welcome back to GIS Analysis at the University of Alaska Fairbanks. In this session, we're going to use our measured lines. We've got two measured lines and they're measured in steps to create new line feature class from a table, and this will be called linear events. So as an example, let's say that Moose Lane is paved from 0 to 100 steps, and then after that it's gravel. And let's assume Caribou Lane is paved from 0 to 100 steps, and after that it's gravel. So what we want to do is create a new line feature class of paved roads versus gravel roads. So in our folder or our geodatabase, we'll create a new table where we can control the information. So new table, and I'll just call this paving, and then next, and then next. And then we need fields. So one field will be to link up the name of the road, so we can call this whatever we want. I'll call it text field just to be something different. And it's going to be a text field, and it's going to be 16 characters. And then our next field will be from, so that will be where our paving or our graveling starts, so that will be short integer, and then 2. And that will be short integer. And actually, let's make this start and end just to make it a little easier. And then we can finish, and then we can edit our table. So then our text field, we need to edit our table, so right mouse click, edit, start editing, and then we'll open it up. So our text field for our first row will be Moose Lane. Let's copy that. And then our next row will be Moose Lane, and then our next row will be Caribou Lane. Then we'll copy that, and then we'll start at 0 up to 100 steps, and then for Caribou Lane we'll start at 0 to 100 steps, and then we're going to go 0 to 100 is paved, and then 100 to 240 is gravel. And then 0 to 100 is paved, 100 to 240 is gravel. And then we'll save our work. Okay, so we'll add a field to describe what's happening along these lines. So it'll be a text field, and I'll just call it surface. And let's make it 16 characters. So from 0 to 100 in Moose Lane and 0 to 100 steps in Caribou Lane, it's paved. So we'll calculate that surface to be paved. And then we'll switch selection. So from 100 to 200 in 240 in Moose Lane and 100 to 240 in Caribou Lane, it's gravel. So now we're ready to apply the Make Route Events tool to make our virtual lines using our measures, and our measures are from and to. So our measured line is our one layer, and our table is our other layer. And then we're going to link them using name and text field. And let's double check to make sure that they're identical. So let's look at the table. So we've got Caribou Lane and Moose Lane, and then arrange tables horizontally. So we do have Moose Lane and Caribou Lane, and they are spelled identically. So then the event type is line. and what field represents the start, and then what field represents the end, and then we could say OK, and that will generate lines using the number of steps at start and end, and then paving events, and then just OK. And we did something wrong, so the output table is empty, so let's see what we did wrong. Moose Lane and Moose Lane do not match exactly. This has text including double quotes, so we need to get rid of the double quotes in that text field. So the easiest way to do that is to use the field calculator. So now it doesn't have double quotes. And then we could do the same thing with Caribou Lane. And then using our geoprocessing results, we can redo our make route events layer. So based on name and text field, create a linear event layer using the fields start and end. And the name will be paving events 1. So it succeeded. So we can then symbolize this virtual line layer using surface. So we'll give it some symbology for a paved road and some symbology for a gravel road. And then we'll label our roads using the text field. So here's Caribou Lane. From 0 to 100, it's paved, then the remainder is gravel. Here is Moose Lane. From 0 to 100, it is paved, and then the remaining is gravel.